Lab 12-6. Analyze audit data with reports and alerts in Oracle DataSafe. In this lab, you will learn how to access, interpret, and manipulate reports in Oracle DataSafe so that you can improve the overall security of your databases. Step 2. Explore the All Alerts report. Let's find out who is causing alerts in our target database and what they are doing. The alerts are generated based on the alert conditions configured and audit data retrieved from the audit trail. Click on the Alerts tab. The All Alerts report is displayed by default. Let's look at a few of the columns we're seeing. The DB User column identifies who is doing the action. The Operation column identifies the action. And the Alert Severity column indicates how serious the action is. You can manage alerts by changing their statuses to open or closed under the Alert Status column. Click an Alert ID to view its details. The Alert Details dialog box is displayed. If you want to view all of the fields, click Show Fields with no data. We can also expand additional SQL. All the fields on this screen are retrieved from the target database audit trail. Let's go ahead and close the dialog box. At the top of the report, click Summary to view totals for target databases, critical alerts, high-risk alerts, medium-risk alerts, and open alerts. At a glance, you can better understand whether the security of your database is in jeopardy and how you should prioritize your work. You can set filters on the report to show specific alert records. For example, you may want to focus on the critical alerts first. Click Active Filters. Filter by alert severity equals critical or alert severity equals high, depending on whether there are critical alerts or not. We will go ahead and sort by alert severity equals high. Click Apply to apply the filter. Let's click the first alert ID to view its detail. After looking through the fields, you can close the dialog box. Right now, we are viewing open alerts only. The report is filtered by this by default. To change this, you would move the slider here. Step 3. Explore the Audit Summary report. Let's find out how many client hosts have connected to your target database in the last month. Click on the Reports tab at the top. Next, we're going to click on Audit Summary. What is shown here is a graphical report that shows you a summary of events collected and alerts raised. You can gain an understanding of the activity trends for one or more of your target databases. You can filter the time period for the report. At the top, select Last 1 month. Then click Apply to save that change. To filter the target database for the report, let's do the following. First, click on All Targets. The Select Targets dialog box is displayed. Deselect the checkbox next to All Targets. Click the field and select your database. Afterwards, click Done. Now, view the summary totals to learn how many target databases represented in the charts, how many users have been audited, and how many client hosts have connected to your target databases. How many client hosts have connected to your database? Take a closer look at the graphs. The Open Alerts graph compares the number of critical, high, and medium open alerts over time. The Admin Activity graph to the right compares the number of logins, database schema changes, audit setting changes, and entitlement changes over time. In the bottom left, the login activity chart compares the number of failed and successful logins over time. Finally, in the bottom right, the all activity chart compares the total number of events over time. Step 4. Create a failed logins report in PDF format. First, click the Reports tab. Next, let's go down to All Activity under Activity Auditing. We're going to add two filters. First, let's set event equal to log on. The second filter will be operation status, and we want to see any failures. Then click Apply. To save the report, click Report Definition menu. Then select Save as New. In the Save As dialog box, we will enter a report name. You can also add a description. Before selecting Save As, you will need to select your resource group. Then click Save As, and a confirmation message will state that the report has been successfully created. Next, click on the Reports tab. The first section we see is Custom Reports. Let's click the name of our failed login report. Next, we are going to click Generate Report. The Generate Report dialog box is displayed. We will leave PDF selected and select our resource group. Then, we click Generate Report. Wait for the report to generate. A confirmation message will state that the report is generated successfully when finished. Now, click Download Report. The report is downloaded to your browser. We can then click the Failed Logins PDF file to open and view it. When you are finished, close the browser tab for the report. Step 5. Create a report to see which client programs are using the HCM1 database account and understand the activities being performed. First, click on the Reports tab. Under Activity Auditing, in the Content pane, click the All Activity Report. First, let's click the plus sign and add the Client Program column to the report. After selecting the box next to Client Program, click Apply to add it to our report. We're going to go ahead and remove any existing filters by clicking the X button next to the filters. Then, we'll click the Add Filter button to create a filter. The first filter we'll configure is DBUser equals HCM1. The second filter will be Operation Status set to Failure. We want to see any failures by DBUser HCM1 and the associated actions taken. We'll click Apply to apply our filters, and then we can click on any of the failures to see the actions taken. Here, we see it was a login failure. Close the Event Details box after you have viewed that failure. Feel free to investigate any other failures you see. When you are finished, from the Report Definition menu, we will select Save As New. The Save As dialog box will be displayed. We'll enter a report name and select our resource group. Then we'll select Save As. We will see the confirmation message across the top, confirming the creation of our report, and then we'll go ahead and click on the Reports tab. Under Custom Reports, we will notice that our report is now listed. If your report is not listed though, please refresh the browser window. Open your report to view it. Step 6. Explore which users' entitlements were changed. Click the Reports tab. Under Activity Auditing, we will click User Entitlement Changes. We are going to change the current filter to show before and add a filter. We will set this filter as DB user, not in, sys, admin, and then hit apply. Examine the report. Notice that the DB user Evil Rich created and dropped the Attila user. Step 7. Explore the data access report. View this report to find out who viewed the employees table. Click the Reports tab. Under Activity Auditing, we are going to select Data Access. First, we're going to remove the operation time filter. Next, we're going to set a filter by selecting Objects equals Employees and hit Apply. Now we can see who saw this data. We can click any of these rows to see the SQL executed. You can close this dialog box when you are ready to move on.
Step 8. Explore the Data Modification report. Click on the Reports tab. In the left pane, under Activity Auditing, click All Activity. We're going to add a filter to try and see what some of the activity and data modification has been recently. First, we'll add Object equals Employees. Then we'll click Apply. We see that the Attila user recently tried to drop the employee table, but this resulted in a failure. The employees table contains sensitive information, so we'll want to investigate this. When you have finished reviewing, click Home.
Step 9. Explore the Database Schema Changes report. View this report to identify which schema objects were modified by the admin user. Click on the Reports tab. In the left pane, under Activity Auditing, click Database Schema Changes. First, we'll remove the operation time filter and click Apply. We'll then set another filter. This one, DB user, equals SYS, and then click Apply. Examine the report to view the changes made by the sys user. You can click any of these rows to further view details.